This is the first song I ever recorded with Small House Records, and it's called Letting It Go. Sometimes we fall along the road of life, left uncollected by the roadside. It seems the more you try, the less you control. So where do we turn, and where do we go? Just pick yourself up to that new horizon. Let all the hurt and all the memories go. Wait for the new day, a new sun is rising. Feel so much better now. You're letting go. You're letting go. Sometimes we're knocking on the door of life, but there's nobody on the inside. It seems the more you try, the less you control. So where do we turn, and where do we go? Just pick yourself up to that new horizon. Let all the hurt and all the memories go. Wait for the new day, a new sun is rising. Feel so much better now. You're letting go. You're letting it go. Just wait 1 minute longer. The night is almost over. Lay all the burdens down you carried alone. You're letting it go. You're letting go. Just pick yourself up. Look to that new horizon. Let all the hurt and all the memories go. You're letting it go. Wait for the new day, a new sun is rising. Feel so much better now. You're letting go. You're letting it go. You're letting go.
Marvellous. Great song, Ian.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and that's from an early album.
Yeah, my first album, Move. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, you've talked about your 5-6 month stint a while ago in Uganda.
Mm.
You've just sung an early song. What about current, like what's been happening with you this year?
Cool. Well, at the very start of this year, in January and February, I travelled over to Singapore, and I was able to do some gigs through World Vision in Singapore, get to travel around to a few different churches and events. I got to play a really cool place called the Concourse, which is right on Singapore's version of South Bank, at this big kind of auditorium, with a Melbourne musician and friend of mine called Charles J. Tan. And he's a Singapore-born local musician, and that was great to be able to play alongside him and get a taste for music in Singapore. It's got a really artsy community that is really coming up amidst all the business and super fast life that's going on over there. But after that trip, I came back to Australia, and I was thinking with my record label, after going to Africa and doing some work there, what can I do in Australia that still represents that same kind of calling for justice and wanting to work with people in disadvantaged situations. And an opportunity arose to do some volunteer work with the Choir of Hope and Inspiration. Basically, the choir consists of a lot of Melbourne's homeless community, plus people facing illnesses from being blind. We've got people who've had strokes there. There's people facing a whole lot of different issues in their lives, and one of the most lively, colourful bunch of people I've ever been surrounded with. It's brought so much joy to my life, just being there every Wednesday for rehearsals with this choir. And I do a very small role with the choir. I help out with some vocal warm-ups from time to time, and I play guitar to help them at some of their performances, and just generally sing with the choir and help set up chairs and do what I can to help set up and pack up at their rehearsals and performances. I was talking with Dom earlier that it's really funny, but people often that have seen some hardship in life or are experiencing hardship in their own life are some of the most honest and true people you could ever meet. And they don't fluff around. They just tell you what they think, how they feel, and I absolutely love it because you couldn't be around more real people. So it's given me a lot of joy to be able to work with those guys. And coming up later this year, I've got a couple of gigs in the Fringe Festival, which I'm really excited about. They're getting promoted and marketed for September. Yeah. So I'm going to be doing two shows, really focusing on my journey to Africa and working my way through my latest album, Children of War, in a big dramatic presentation with lots of visuals. Right. And we're trying to pack out a big room up at Seraphim, which is a venue on Smith Street in Fitzroy. So really looking forward to that. And there's just been an opportunity to go over to Devonport coming up later this month at the end of July. And then at the end of the year, I'll be heading over to Canada to do a short tour with World Vision. So
excellent.
There's a bit on the cards coming up, so I'm really excited.
When you go to Canada, will your wife go with you? Or
she'll come over with me, and the plan is to kind of spend Christmas over there and have our first ever white Christmas. So that would be really, really nice. Whenever I tour away, it's really hard. You know, you can't take your wife with you everywhere you go, but we kind of make sure that we're not away from each other for too long. And if I'm going to be away for a while, I usually fly her in or fly home and come and rest for a couple of weeks.
It's not just keeping the connectedness, it's having experiences together.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's one of the most important things, and why we chose to go to Africa together, it was such an emotional experience and such a huge life journey that we could not experience that separately and try to inform the other. It'd be like growing for a year in a separate direction. Yeah. So it's really so important. We love being able to be together. Yeah.
Just how firm are your links with World Vision? You know, do you just sort of connect with them occasionally, or?
Well, last year with the national tour that I did around Australia, they came on board and supported the tour, and I partnered with them through my record label Smallhouse to promote one of their programs called Child Rescue, and that basically goes beyond where child sponsorship can go, because most people know World Vision for their child sponsorship program, but Child Rescue actually goes in and does projects like that I got to work with in Uganda, such as child soldier rehabilitation programs. They work with kids who have been trafficked for sexual exploitation. They work with children who are trafficked into child labour and are used in child labour in places like India, China, the Middle East, all around the world, South America. This is going on throughout Africa, even here in Australia and America. You would not believe the situations that are going on where children are exploited. So World Vision are really working to address those issues and really try and get to the base level of problems that are going on around the world. One of World Vision's main goals is to go into communities and to be able to leave those communities in 6 or 7 years, and the community can support itself. It's got enough infrastructure to really keep those programs going. So it's really great work, and getting to see it firsthand, I'd love to be able to support